Hi, we're going to go over some resources that will be of particular interest to Christian Studies majors or students who are taking Christian study courses. We're going to start by going to the main library page at ngo.edu and clicking the Using the Library Start Here picture. This is going to be basically our home base for this video. It's called our LibGuides section. So it'll be helpful in your research throughout your college career to bookmark this page and for easy access to get back to some of these things I'm going to show you. We're actually going to start with Primo. You probably will call it our catalog, but it's a little more than what our old catalog used to be. And only searches what we have on our shelves. It also searches our electronic resources. If you sign in, you'll be able to save your searches and save some results that you found that are particularly helpful. You sign in using your NGU credentials, which are the same username and password you use to access your NGU email. So if you do a basic search, you will find results for books and materials on our shelves and ebooks. You can also search for articles, which will be more of our electronic resources, particularly journal articles. You can see that gives you a fair amount of results. You can limit it by peer-reviewed journals and available online, and that limits it somewhat. You also have the ability to browse through subject. Religion may be of particular interest, obviously. So that's a quick look at Primo. You can also search other Pascal libraries if you've gone through the databases and ebook collections that I'm going to show you and you haven't found exactly what you're looking for. We can do interlibrary loan from other Pascal libraries in the state. So let's go back to our LibGuides page and take a look at our online resources A to Z. It says A to Z databases, but if you look at database types, it has what you would traditionally consider a database. It also has our ebook collections, encyclopedias, and our periodicals. So we're going to limit it to our databases, and then go over to the left and click on the subject, and you can limit it to Christian studies. We have ATLA and a religion and philosophy collection database. We're going to take a look at ATLA. Now, a lot of times when you click on Atlas, especially if it's the first time that day, you have to sign in your NGU credentials. That gives you access to the database. Sign in again. This time, it's more of a EBSCO sign in, where you can have an EBSCO account. You can choose to tie it to your Google account if you have one, or you can set up a username and password in EBSCO. I choose to use my Google account, but whatever you're more comfortable with. You want to sign in because you'll be able to save search results and find them more easily. That's helpful when you're doing a lot of searching and you're playing around with your keywords. Sometimes it's hard to remember a couple days later exactly what you searched to get to a particular result, so it's better to save that result when you find it. We're going to go over searching just real quick. You have the search box on the main page, and you want to scroll down to limit it to full text and peer-reviewed journals. If you have some date ranges that you want to limit, you can do that there. But we're just going to go ahead and enter Philippi. So that brought up about 99 results, which is a good number to start with. And you can limit it further if you get a lot of results, but 100 is not that bad to go through. unless you're really limited for time. So let's click on one of these articles. Let's say we're going to click on this one. Let's say I want to call attention to several things. You have the PDF full text where you can read the entire article, and then you can also, if you're just trying to get things to read for later, you want to add it to your folder, or you can actually add it to your Google Drive. If you sign in with your Google account, you can print, you can email this article to yourself, you can save it to your computer or to a thumb drive rather. There is a citation feature in EBSCO. It's a good jumping off point, but it's not going to be 100% accurate most likely. You're definitely going to want to check it against your manual, against Turabian. But it can be a nice jumping off point. But just remember, you definitely need to check it and fix any mistakes. So that's a really, really quick overview of ATLA. We're going to go again back to our main hub of the LibGuides page and back to the online resources. Now, I limited it to just Christian study databases, but there are what we call multidisciplinary databases that are very helpful. They search over a variety of subject areas, not just religion or philosophy. Some very popular ones that are on this little sidebar are Academic Search Complete, Academic Search Premier, and JSTOR. So if you're wanting to expand your search a little more, try one of the multidisciplinary databases. All right, from our main LibGuides section, let's take a look on this left sidebar, and you'll notice an option called Tutorials and Subject Guides. The tutorials are videos primarily on searching through our databases, how to use certain databases. If you need a little bit more help, you can certainly watch these videos, and they are there to be a resource for you. You can also look at subject guides. Well, we have one for hermeneutics, and even though it is technically for hermeneutics, there are some items on here that will be helpful for anyone in a Christian studies course. You can see we have links to the databases we think are of particular interest. We also have some links to websites and digital libraries, and you can tell that these are not going to be just for hermeneutics. The ebooks in this section are primarily for hermeneutics, but you can tell that that means EBSCO Academic Collection and ProQuest eBook Central have ebooks in the Christian Studies area. So speaking of ebooks, if we go back to that online resources page, we can look at our ebook collections. We have 5 that pop up. 2 of them are for children's literature. We have a small collection of ebooks from Gale, but as you noticed on that hermeneutics page, you had the eBook Central from ProQuest and EBSCO's ebook collection. We're going to just take a quick look at the ebook Central. So you can sign in again, and we're going to do an advanced search. All right, so you want the keyword, the full text that contains Philippi. Misspelled. All right, and again, you can set a date range. Probably going to want the English language. And you're going to want to make sure that you click Owned and Subscribed to by My Library so you have access to all the results that come up. So let's do a search. Okay, so you can see that brought up over 3,000 results. That is probably too many for you to sift through. So you're going to want to go over here to this left where you can refine your search results. Look at under subject, you may want to look under history, ancient Rome. If you want a more historical overview of it, You can also do religion, Christianity, and history. And that has limited it to about 280 results, which is much more manageable. You can continue narrowing it down, of course, depending on your particular desire and need. All right, let's head back to our main hub, our LibGuides. Under Student Services on this left sidebar, if you click that, you will find some tabs over here. Looking at the new ebooks, we separate that by subject. So you can look at our Christian Studies section. We have a lot of new ebooks in the Christian Studies area. Many of them are for book studies, but as you can see, there's one about Martin Luther and the Reformation. So that's just an area to keep an eye on. So those are some tools that you can use to help you with your research. Another tool that you have at your disposal is the reference department. You can go upstairs in the library to the reference desk and ask for assistance with your research. You also can set an appointment if you think you're going to need a longer amount of time. You can call the reference desk at 977-7094, and you can also send us an email at reference@ngu.edu.